Greetings and welcome back to Stellaris, my Commonwealth of Man playthrough. We're just about to end the war here with the Ganlev Remnant. It'll take about 6 months, I think, to wind down, because it's going to be another 4 months before we can fire on Boundary. And we've still got a month or two here with the core.
Skywatch has sighted a spaceborne lifeform.
With the significant reduction of crime on Nauvalis, the planet's once pervasive criminal underworld has been reduced to nothingness. The population has been imbued with a renewed sense of safety and harmony. That also removed the smuggler activity that had popped up when we got rid of the criminal underworld.
Spaceport reports enemy contact.
We just bathed this world. It is now unsurveyed and uncolonized. Bathe Boundary. Boundary is only a size 12 Gaia world, so I wouldn't be able to turn it into a resort world, unfortunately. The CNS Palpatine's neutron plume peters out, having finished its sweep of the core's surface. Scans report no signs of sapient life, plant life, while damaged, may recover in time. Some would call the total annihilation of intelligent life while preserving inanimate matter a perverse war crime. We would call it efficient. Yeah, see, now that still leaves the world somewhat usable. It has some devastation, but that's because they were bombarding it. But for, I think, 10 to 20 years, it will have a habitability penalty, because I bathed it in radiation. But still, I'm thinking that's a better way to conquer some heavily infested things over here, because it sweeps everything off, and I don't have to worry about slowly getting rid of their species. The core was purged of all higher forms of life by the neutron sweep on our Colossus. Mullineaux Mining Industries is in a commercial pact with the new Ubaric regime. And the Citizens Alliance of Orc and Fung has completed a gateway. They had a transport fleet pop up here. Where is it? I don't see it. Is it buried in my units? Oh, the Latrepians are getting debris here as well. Alright, let's go out and select the transport fleet so we can see which one is freaking highlighted here. They're not in this mess. Where are they hiding? Oh. There they are. They came off of the core just as I annihilated it. So they're hiding under my Colossus. They won't last long.
Battle debris secured.
We got 82 alloys out of the last debris in the Cowix system. Now I can free up this, the Wanderer, to head down here and start getting debris over this way. So we'll start with the Del Core system. There's one there. And then we will do the Deathris system. There's one in there. We have 3 debris in Razdan. Actually, I'll just have the Wanderer take care of all of these. Lethoros system is another one with debris. Where is Lethoros? Ah. Yeah, we are researching that debris in Lethoros. And we are on our way to get the debris in the Hageroscant system. See, it takes 3 months to research a debris. I've got 6 months left on 3 debris. It's going to take me 1 month to get there, 3 months to scavenge one of them. So that'll be 4 months gone. 3 months to scavenge another would be 7 months gone, and one of those debris will fade. So before we head that way, how long would it take me to get here? Go ahead and decloak. Two months to get here and scavenge this debris, which has 6 months left. And the other one... Alright, let's start with that one. Alright, that's the one that has 7 months left. We'll start on the other end. We will get those two. It's going to take me 30 days to get there, and then 3 months to get that. That would leave 2 months before that time's out. I think that's going to end up being one that gives us nothing if it is actually timed out by the time we finish researching it. We shall see. This war is pretty much over. I'm going to send Chimera back to Raprix, and then... No, wait. I've already had the other fleet jump out. I had forgotten. We're going to go back to the starbase here. We've got 20 more days before the final eel is out, and then I will send these. I've been letting them all collect into one reinforcement fleet. Where is Chimera's reinforcements? There they are. Meet up with Chimera. Now if we go to the contacts... Swept a world is minus 80. That will go away at 1 point a year. Just like cracking a world. It's a separate. So if I keep alternating between the two, it takes less time to get rid of all of it. But I'm going to sweep another world, so it would actually be 160 years before that modifier went fully away. Sphinx has been fully repaired. Citizens Alliance of Orc and Fung has another gateway. Mullineaux Mining Industries is in a research agreement with the new Ubaric regime. For however long it lasts, you've got 4 years left.
Battle debris secured.
We've finished the debris in the Lethoros system, got 2,000 alloys out of it, and we have taken over Ramsir 2. So now this transport fleet will not be needed for the final planet. We are going to bring them back to land on Jenna. I also went through some of the species. I went through the galaxy species to make sure I didn't have any marked as undesirable that I didn't want to be purging anymore. But I noticed one thing, the Bodronite. There are 3 in my empire. That's all there are in the galaxy. Their homeworld was actually right here in the Ramstom system. And there's only 3 left in existence. When I purge those 3, that should be all of them in the galaxy. And that way we will see, with the way I decline species, if it does give them a chance to flee. Now, the Jenna apparently one of them was given to somebody else because there are 3 and I only have 2. But I'll be keeping an eye on some of the species to see which ones are eventually removed entirely from the galaxy. They're at 100% war exhaustion. 71% occupation. War exhaustion caused by destroyed, pacified, neutron-swept, faith-enforced, or nano-assimilated planets. They had 70% war exhaustion from me doing a neutron sweep on one of their worlds. Destruction of the core. Plus 75% war exhaustion. Now we have lost 27 ships to their 32. Strike Force Centaur has been fully repaired. United Creche Commonality completed a science nexus. Alright, are these... Actually, let's just target the Doomsday. The Doomsday is done with its queue, which means these Scylla reinforcements should go visit Scylla. Four days from another one being in range. And the final one will be back in 2 months. And then Scylla will be back up to full strength.
Science Division reports a new breakthrough.
Loader efficiency. Minor technical advances combined with improved shipboard routines for handling munitions to provide a noticeable boost in fire rate. Mostly repeatables now, apart from the robots that I'm not interested in unlocking, even though they're fast and cheap. I mean, that would take 3 months, but then it would flood this with other things. Alright, 75 months for Matter Compression 3, 64 months for any of these others that I have not yet gotten. Let's get miniaturized pre-igniters. Well, there is one other thing I could check out. It's 75 or 64. So 75 for Matter Compression 3. If I put in my specialist in this field... Oh, she's on a research mission. She's in the Alacrity. Has the Alacrity actually started one? Or is the Alacrity en route? Why am I showing 63% and 0%? Oh my lord, you need to repair. Yeah, she's already started the debris. So, I could do my little trick. Where is the Alacrity? Control Shift. Move slightly closer. So that I can swap you out. She only knocks 4 months off of it anyway. So we will put Amy Keeler back in there. And go back to the scientist we were using. Actually, no. Where was that other scientist that had munitions? Ernesto is in the emissary. Alright, let's swap out with the emissary and get explosive miniaturized pre-igniters. We knocked 4 months off of that with him. Now I want to make sure I didn't interrupt the 25%. Let's see. No, it did not. The Fel Null have completed their Sentry Array in the Marath system. You built it in the Marath system. I came pretty close to getting to the Marath system earlier. So I know where it is to take it away from you now. Kappa Privateers has been fully repaired. We are a little over a month away from ending this war and obliterating Boundary. They've still got a 4K garrison. All of that is going to be wiped out when I neutron sweep the world. I want to talk for a little bit about Thrall Worlds. Now, Thrall Worlds are extremely useful to help you grow your population, which is more critical if you use the default settings for population growth. I prefer the modded settings that set it back to prior to, I think, 3.2 was when they changed it. But it gives a huge population growth to slaves. So it's a great world to build up slaves on. It also has the governor's estates on it that unlocks all the building slots, so you don't need even, and you can't build city districts. Which it means it's great for worlds that are fairly small but have large resource deposits. With not having to waste time on city districts, I can expend all of my districts on resources. So in this case, right now I can get 19 districts. There are 12 agriculture, 4 mining, and 4 generator. Altogether, that's 20 districts. So all I need is like a mastery of nature, and I can get all the districts on this planet. And that means I can work all of the resources. But really the only important one is the one that has the most abundance, because that's the one you're going to get the most benefit from, like the food processing centers. This is benefiting all farmers. The more farmers I can cram on a planet, the more that are benefiting from a single building, so less strategic resources are required. Now, while this I turned into a Thrall world because I thought it would be good making use of all of these, I'm going to have enough ecumenopoli, and this one does have a single strategic resource I will be getting. The disadvantage is the governor's estate is capped at a level 2 capital. That means you're only going to get 2 politicians at this place, as opposed to the 5 I get at a place that has a system capital complex. Also, the system capital complex can get up to the plus 30%, minus 30% resources from jobs, where being capped at level 2, the Thrall world can only get 10% bonus for 10% more upkeep. So I'm losing 20% bonus to these farmers by making it a Thrall world. But it is allowing me to create a place where I can grow my population, and I can make use of all the building districts without wasting time on city districts, which have a higher upkeep cost than the resource districts. It also gives me access to a few different buildings, such as the Overseer's Residence, and they reduce crime in addition to adding defensive armies, as well as the slave huts, which are just buildings that add extra housing. And they add more housing than the default housing buildings, but they can't be upgraded. The upgraded housing buildings actually, they have a higher upkeep than these things do, but they provide a little bit more housing. I think it ends up being just 2 more, but they also provide amenities. However, on Thrall Worlds also, now most of my guys are going to be servants, unemployed thralls will become toilers, which produce just 2 amenities. But that means that they will have a job and you won't have an issue with unemployment on Thrall Worlds. Now, you can't really build any industry, and there are certain buildings that are restricted. As you can see, even though I have access to a crystalline cavern on here and can build the crystal mines, I do not have the option to build the ancient refinery that would boost the output of crystal mines and refinery jobs. Also, I cannot build refiners on this world. Now, these worlds are pretty good for spamming strongholds to boost your fleet capacity, because you have all the building slots unlocked, and you're going to have a bunch of slaves on here, and housing's usually not difficult because each of these will provide housing. And if you've done your slaves right, your slaves will require less housing. I think with the exception of the Furbanites, all of my slaves have reduced housing needs. Well, they do. Being a slave is 0.75 default. Being VAT grown is the 10% reduction that these guys get. Now, if I look at my Philodolans, their housing requirements are even lower because not only are they communal, they also have fertile for overall 20% reduction in housing needs. So I'm going to be able to cram a lot on here without having to worry about building a lot of housing, because every 2 housing that is provided by a district, the 2 farmers that are working that district aren't using the full housing. So that gives me a little bit of surplus for people to work other jobs, such as these buildings. And of course, you're getting 10 housing from the governor's estates. So when I fill up all of these resource things, I'm going to have a little bit surplus housing. I could actually spare for quite a few strongholds down here before I have to worry about slave huts. Now, right now I do have housing issues, but that's because I have more on here than I have jobs. And most of them are either servants or toilers. So thrall worlds are fairly nice to help with your resource input, but let's look at Hawksworth, for example. Hawksworth might seem like a prime candidate for becoming a thrall world, because it only has a planet size of 11. Now, since I have finished expansion traditions and done mastery of nature, I could get 14 on here just from that, so I would only need 2 habitation modules in an orbital ring to get all of the generator districts. A third one would get me the last agriculture district as a thrall world. And as you can see, I could only cram 2 city districts, so I'm not getting all the building slots. So you might think this would make a perfect thrall world, because thrall worlds, unlike resort worlds have to be size of 15. Thrall worlds do not have a minimum size. You can use real small worlds to turn into thrall worlds. But having the plus 20, and eventually once I finish the tech, 30% resources from jobs, combined with the dayside solar farms adding another 30% energy credits from jobs, this planet is actually better the way it is. So that even though I'm not getting the most out of the housing districts, I didn't really need all the housing districts. These extra ones would probably just be because of the issues I have with keeping slaves in line. I probably would have a precinct house, and then the rest would be more fortresses for more naval capacity. But I don't really need that. I can do with just having a few fortresses on here to boost my naval capacity to make use of the ones that I got through the city districts. Overall, I think this planet is much better the way it is designated, because I will be getting a lot more energy out of this world. Right now I'm getting about 1100 from the technician jobs. I can get 1 more generator district, and I can get a further 10% increase when I finish the tech. So this world will be producing a lot of energy compared to if it was a thrall world. Yerg Onderine also looks like it would be a good candidate for a thrall world, being size 12. Right now it can get 17 districts. If I did Mastery of Nature, I could get 19, so I could almost get all of these districts without needing the housing districts. However, since I have the Ecumenopolis project, or the Arcology project, this is a candidate for becoming an Ecumenopolis. And the Ecumenopolis gives so much better benefits than just making this another thrall world, plus there'd be a lot of work involved in getting rid of all of these districts, moving the population off so it's not severely overcrowded, and terminating all these buildings to switch it to a thrall world. However, I do have one world I am going to be in the process of doing that. I think it's for Dara. Let's see. There it is, Ferdera. I've already gotten rid of one mining district. I'm slowly shifting as this one dwindles down the population I'm growing, I'm sending to other worlds. I'm going to slowly shift this one over to a Thrall world because it does have one mote harvesting trap that I can put that I have on here, but only one. So that almost isn't worth trying to boost with the ancient refinery. And I would much rather take this tiny world and get all of the resource districts and have it a Thrall world for generating rather than wasting districts on city districts to get all the building slots. Now I will need to move my chemical plants elsewhere because those can't be built here. But I would be able to basically harvest all the resources and get a little bit out of it. Not as much as I can this way, but I mean, right now, I could leave the world this way, but another Thrall world is a little bit more appealing to me, just so I can, because right now I really need to replace a lot of slaves, since late in the game I decided I wanted to change my slaves around. Now I can always switch this back away from Thrall world when I am done growing populations, but I am going to begin the project of swapping that one around. Now this is another world that looks like it might be appealing as a Thrall world because it has several rare planetary features, so I'm not going to do an Ecumenopolis project on this. I can have 4 different mining things, a crystal mine, a gas extraction well, and 2 mote harvesting traps. But what keeps me from turning this one into a Thrall world is the fact you cannot build an ancient refinery on a Thrall world. And this world, with that many rare planetary features, or mining jobs, strategic resource mining jobs I can get, I would much rather have them boosted with an ancient refinery. If I did not have the ancient refinery, I probably would turn this into a Thrall world. Also, going back to Hawksworth, Thrall world is its own designation. As we see here, it's a designation that does absolutely nothing. When you upgrade it in Ascension tier, all you're doing is reducing the effect of the planet size. The Thrall world in and of itself gives no benefits. The 50% population growth is not listed in there, it's up here as a planetary effect, not part of the planetary designation. So you cannot boost the pop growth speed by raising the Ascension tier. Whereas on Hawksworth, I could set it as a generator district, another 25% output from technicians, and this will benefit from Ascension tiers. So this being a dedicated generator world is much better than it having been a Thrall world. And the same thing here. If I turn this into a refinery world, right now I've got it as a factory world. I may keep it as a factory world. Let's see, that's 11 districts. There's 4, 5, 6. No, I could switch it over to all the resources and move away from this being a factory world and then just designate it as a refinery world and fill up a lot of the building slots with refineries and get a lot of benefit out of this world. So that's probably what I'm going to end up doing. And Kel Nudar is another one that seems like it might be appealing as a Thrall world because of the sheer amount of resources it has access to. And being size 14, it can't get all of these slots because it's going to need some city districts to be able to get all of its building slots. As a Thrall world, it would be able to get all of the generator, all of the agriculture, and 2 of the mining districts. But again, it would end up being limited to only a 10% bonus to the resources coming out from here. Could not have a designation. And since this has no rare planetary features, I'm probably going to turn this into an Ecumenopolis anyway. But yeah, that's just a little bit I wanted to explain about Thrall worlds. Now for resort worlds, you really can't make use of a lot of the stuff on resort worlds So you want to get the smallest resort world you can get, like a size 15 or 16, and you're not going to be able to make use of any of the real features on it. I think you can do strategic resource mining on them, but you can't make use of any of the districts. So turning a world that's size 30 or 40 into a resort world is a waste of a world, because there's so much you can do with that many districts. Right now, the ones I am considering turning into a resort world is Ramsir. There's absolutely nothing of value on this planet, and it is size 16. Now, in order to do that, I am going to need to abandon this planet. And how I am going to do that is basically move everybody off. I think you cannot move the last population off, but I can close out the job so that they're unemployed, and then they will auto-migrate off the world. And once they auto-migrate off the world, the colony is abandoned and becomes much like I have turned the core into. I have to send another colony ship out and recolonize the world, and it will start with no buildings and stuff like that. Well, I'll be getting rid of them, but that's about the only way in the default game to downgrade the capital, is by abandoning the colony. Now, if I get lucky, since this is an ancient palace, if it automatically downgrades when I capture it, I won't have to go through all that rigmarole. But that's the disadvantage to playing an Iron Man. If you're not playing Iron Man trying to get achievements, you can use mods that will allow you to add some additional features like downgrading city capitals or removing megastructures. Or you could use console commands to do them. But those two features are disabled if you want to get the achievements for this game. You have to play an Iron Man with no mods that modify the core game. You can do cosmetic mods for like portraits and names and stuff like that, but nothing that changes actual game mechanics. Goes. Am I actually going to get this without interruption? Well, there's a pop-up. Have been to Unified Worlds is in a migration treaty with the allied Multics. We have lost contact with our operatives in the hierarchy of Moffith. We were doing an Operation Sleeper Cells, find our operatives. I guess I probably jinxed myself by saying I was going to get to watch this uninterrupted.
Spaceport reports enemy contact. Battle debris secured. We have finished the debris in Hajeroscan and got nothing from it. So yeah, when things are getting close to expiring, it looks like they're not going to offer much of anything. Now, are you doing it? Yeah, you already went to the other debris. So now that those two worlds that I don't occupy have been blasted into oblivion, I'm going to achieve my war goals and do away with the Gandler of Remnant. The ancient precursor state of the Gandler of Remnant has met its final demise at the hands of its enemies. What the fall of this once great empire will mean for galactic politics remains to be seen. Volonus 3 has been found to be completely enveloped in some kind of energy barrier. All attempts by the Ray Pabikoth to penetrate the barrier with its sensors have failed. The scanning beam is simply deflected back at the ship as though it was looking at a mirror.
The barrier's energy readings are fluctuating somewhat, possibly as a result of thousands of years of decay. But breaching it with raw firepower would still be impossible. Science Officer Yan Wan has proposed a special project to investigate ways of removing the barrier. But suppose it was created to keep something in rather than out. Where the hell is Volantis? Oh! I did not realize that I had a shielded world now in my borders. That barrier is coming down for science. Stellaris 4 is also got an energy barrier. Urantok. They were sitting on 3 shielded worlds. So the Gandler of Remnant was actually guarding something. Do you want us to growl, humans? Don't you mean grovel? I think that's supposed to be a V. Beg, perhaps? Never. Come here if you dare, you vile beast. I will impale you on this jagged piece of rubble. We accept your surrender. So these military isolationists were parked on 3 shielded worlds. One in Stellaris, one in Urantok, and one in Volantis. Research time is 2 years and 10 days on each of those. Well, we've got 3 science vessels that are getting debris. As soon as they're done with their debris... Yeah, after the Wanderer finishes that one, it's going to come to Delcor. Where's my other science vessel? As soon as I finish Lathros, I'm going to jump to Raprix. And from there, I will send this one to Stellaris. And when this one finishes, the Alacrity, will go straight for Hrazdan and get those 3 debris. And after these others get these 2 debris, I think... How long do these debris have? They have 3 years minimum. So one of them can handle those 3. The Alacrity can handle those 3. When I finish with Stellaris, with the one I jump over here, I will start working on that shielded world. When I finish with Delcor, I will move to Urantok and start working on that one. And when the Alacrity finishes in Hajeroskant, they will start on the one in Volantis. Neutron bombardment, minus 30% habitability. Now these are Gaia worlds that have a huge amount of habitability anyway, so that's not really going to affect us too much. The ecosystem of the planet is still recovering from the devastating effects of a neutron sweep. It will last 10 years. Oh, it still has 25 city districts. I wonder if it also still has the buildings when I go to colonize it. So the core will be Ganlarev. Boundary Nova Babylon. I like that. Now this one actually has a crystal mine, and oh my, look at all those mining districts. Alright, this is a size 12 world with 13 mining districts. I can get all 13 without even needing a mastery of nature if I made this into a thrall world.
However, like I said, I could get the benefits of being a mining world designation and still get all of these with a mastery of nature and 4 habitation modules, enabling me to get the 5 city districts I'm going to need to have access to all the buildings. So yeah, this is going to be a mining world, definitely. I mean, it's got 13 mining districts. I am going to make use of that. Now back to the core. Core is a good size world. It does have moat harvesting and crystal mines, so I won't be turning it into an ecumenopolis. Other than that, it could be good for agriculture generators or agriculture and mining. Let's see, 25. That's 16, 22 for all of those districts, and 5 mining city districts would be 27. Planet size of 25, 1 mastery of nature would give me what I need to get all of those. So I can do without industrial districts on here, just have the 5 city districts and all of the resource districts. Now that the war is over, my fleets can return home. See, Kappa Privateers is Ishnor Station. Chimera Reinforcements, have they actually made it here? Nope, they're still out there. So I will remove Chimera Reinforcements and Chimera from here. Talon, Talon, and Talon for those 3, and Ishnor for that one. All 4 of these will return home. The Doomsday is not repairing too well. Let's put it in orbit of the starbase now to repair. Chimera also needs to be in orbit of the starbase. Bastion Devils can return home. Oh, they are home. Duh. Scylla is still awaiting a few reinforcements. They're right there. Werewolf can go home. Now, Scylla's home base is Wolia's Station. I need one of them to stay in this general vicinity. I'm probably going to keep Krastan Station. Let's go ahead and shift that to a shipyard. It's got Colossal and Titan assembly yards. Maybe my new fleet will be centered here. Oh, I do have a fleet I can center here. Yes, I absolutely do. This one. Strike Force Griffin is what I decided this fleet is going to be. Its home base will be Krastan, and we are going to send it to upgrade. So we can downgrade Lindula and downgrade Ramsir. That still puts us 1 station over capacity. I can deal with that right now. Alright, when I get Brigaffa, Capella, I am going to relocate so we can have all of these. I'm going to relocate the Capella capital to Krastan when it is colonized. And that is going to become the capital of this sector. That should be able to reach everything. I am going to start building this outpost now. That's going to give me another arid world to be able to colonize, and Enigma's End will be next. That will give me access to more dark matter, as well as the minerals and energy credits. Speaking of dark matter, where the hell is... There's the enigmatic cache. Where the hell is Vlur? Vlur would have this sort of icon. Yep, there's Vlur. I gotta keep an eye on Vlur. If Vlur gets into my territory, I want to kill it, because it is going to distribute dark matter deposits all over the sector it dies in. The Palpatine will stay at Hraztan Station for now. You know, before I build another shipyard here, we're going to build a crew quarter first. Because I am going to have fleets docked here. We're going to need at least one more shipyard, and then I think I want 2 torpedo batteries rather than 6 shipyards. Since I have colossal assembly in that, this one will become a fleet academy. I have 2 planets I have to fix. I'm going to need some humans over here. Oh, you guys did have humans. You had human superior. Unless these came out of my worlds. Let's see. Human superior. I have 3 on 1 planet. What are they doing on Lindula? They were supposed to be here on Girdwood. I wanted them on Girdwood so they can't breed. It's the overcrowding, I think, that it was doing it. But yeah, I want them on one of my Thrall worlds. Well, I guess we can deal with them being on Lindula right now until we get some more space on our Thrall worlds. I need 2 enforcers. Actually, I only need 1 enforcer, I think. And 2 humans. Now, for Dara, let's go back to my sectors. It's easier for me to get to Federa here. Federa is going to become a Thrall world, so its capital complex is going to downgrade. So let's close out 2 politician jobs and resettle them to one of our new worlds, Lindula. Now, other than that, I have a world that has human artisans on it, I believe. There's 6 humans as metallurgist on Leffingwell. So let's resettle from Leffingwell to Lindula. I know I can put 2 here. Actually, let's go ahead and put 3. We'll get the enforcer slots filled up with humans right now. And also Rams here. So there, those 2 planets should have a full allotment of humans on them. We're going to begin declining the Fex Klenga. Actually, they're nerve stapled. We need to decline the Ganler first. Their happiness would actually affect the stability more. Because the Ganleriv are going to be very upset with us. 0 happiness. These guys are immune to happiness, so they count as having 50. So yeah, we'll start declining the Ganleriv on both of these worlds. I'll worry about Ganleriv that still exist when I get Bergaffa back, because I believe it is Ganleriv. So there are going to be more Ganleriv out there. I haven't completely obliterated them when I wipe out these. Oh, look! Minerals from jobs. Carbon world. Terraform that into a continental. Now, we did pick up a decent amount of volatile motes in here. I don't see any dark matter. Well, there's one at Yamek Singularity. I was going to say, they use a lot of dark matter. I expected them to have more deposits. So that gets Lindula and Ramsir under control until I do my maintenance cycle in July, but I do want to rename them. Ramsir is Carecia, and Ledula, Hinckley's Hope. Now another thing we're going to need to do is begin the terraforming process. Actually, Ramsir, I was going to abandon. That's right. So I just pulled 2 humans for no reason. I wasn't thinking straight. Well, that'll be fixed when I close out the jobs. For now, until I get rid of most of these Ganlarev, I do want to use this world to get rid of them. I can go ahead and disable that. Well, actually just demolish it. And start demolishing these. When I get the population down a little more, I can get rid of that. But yeah, I'm going to end up abandoning this colony because I do not want the planetary capital. I need it downgraded to become a reassembled ship shelter again so I can create a resort world. Honestly, that's a restriction they need to get rid of. Or give us the ability to downgrade the planetary capital. I don't understand why we can't downgrade it. You can downgrade almost any other building. It just causes people to become unemployed and drop a building slot. But for now, we're going to designate that as an urban world. And this one is going to be... yeah, this one has better resources. It also has an isolated valley. I kind of wish I had the devolving beam. Oh well. We will designate this one for now as an urban world until I get around to changing it. But yeah, I will begin the migration of abandoning Carecia.
Battle debris secured.
We have finished the debris in Lethoros and got nothing. So now you need to jump out of there to Raprix. And once you clear the jump, you are going to Stellaris. You're going to scavenge those projects and not experimental okay. Move here. Scavenge the projects. There's a shield in there. Scavenge and research. That's one button now. Okay. Kessim Confederacy is in a migration treaty with the Miravandian Enterprises.
Battle debris secured.
Contact confirmed lost. Despite our best efforts, we cannot restore contact with our operatives in the hierarchy of Mothith. Spymaster Otto Becker has ordered a review of monitoring procedures for our spy network there. It is possible the Mothith have a more sophisticated encryption than we had thought. Meanwhile, Operation Prepare Sleeper Cells will resume at a reduced capacity while we recruit our losses. We got 270 alloys out of that one. Now this one is headed to Delcor. And after Delcor, yeah, current activity, you're going to get the debris in Delcor, and then you're supposed to be going to Urantaw. Now this other one is going to Razatan and then Velonis. So yeah, that's all of them queued up. The Doomsday has finally been repaired. The Wanderer is now clear, so I'm going to have them cloak. I've got a few places that are upgrading and are going to get a slot for a leader. So I'm going to be shifting these politicians off to those worlds and see if it takes them. I've already moved everybody else off except for 2 politicians and the one Ganlerev I'm attempting to decline. I'm going to see if when I move everybody off this world, if I can still decline the last species on the world. If I cannot, I might have another way to handle this. I can put the human superiors on here because they will auto-migrate off the world, while the slaves cannot. And if, when I colonize these 2 worlds, I start with reassembled ship shelters, despite the fact that they have buildings, what I may end up doing is shifting the 3 humans over to Carecia, releasing it as a vassal. Crap. That's going to be difficult. I need to get 1, 2, 3, 4 jumps away. Yeah, it's going to release this whole thing as a vassal. That's unfortunate. I was going to say release it as a vassal and then just hit the world with the Palpatine. I wonder, can I do my own worlds? Target is not owned by a hostile empire. I could blow up the damn world if it was my own, but yeah, that's unfortunate. I just realized because of its positioning, I can't release it as a vassal by itself unless, let's see, Jotunheim, 1, 2, no, that's still within 3. I'd need something 4 jumps away, maybe when I get Siga. 1, 2, 3, nope, that's still within 4 jumps. Yeah, I don't see a way to separate this as just a vassal by itself. Now, in the current version of the game, the latest version of the game, you can micromanage your sectors a little better, so I could create this as its own sector and not have it grabbing other systems. But yeah, that's a bad placement. Even Lindula would be difficult to do that too. It's closer than 4 to most of mine. So yeah, that's going to be difficult to do anything other than get the people to migrate off. So much for bathing that one with radiation. Now you can use the World Cracker on your own worlds and people don't get happy about it. But so be it.
Science Division reports a new breakthrough.
I want to keep an eye on Bid Shukon. I moved one of the... Oh, he's already demoted. Yeah, when you migrate them off the world, they demote. Nice. So he should jump up into a specialist job. There we go. I can go ahead and run that experiment. Let's go back here. Close out these 2. Resettle them over to other worlds. First, let me see... Worlds that have... Okay, yeah, Destinicon will work. Don't care. If it rebels, I'll nuke it. Alright, I want to see if I can still decline them. Maximize productivity. Continued advancements in technology allow our most developed planets to reach productivity levels unheard of in earlier times. I get the alien zoo now, but what I really need is 5% more habitability. That'll take 2 years. So I no longer need to watch this to see if, when that one opens up, since he demoted. I can look at Destinicon and see when they shift position. They've already demoted down. So they should come up to be bureaucrats or something when I do that. They're employed again. Now I'll see next month if I'm still able to decline them. It's been verified that the Tenderzun have built a juggernaut. And whether I can decline him or not...
Special project complete.
Allied Multics territory was given association status by the Pan-Galactic Pact. Kessim Confederacy has completed construction of a gateway. What special project was completed? Oh, the debris. But I got no pop-up or anything for it. Now, I just want to see if it stops me from declining a species when I have just that population left. Okay, it's rolled over a month. I've got progress. I can still decline them. So I can decline this species off in 85 would be 17 months. But I can still continue to decline. That's what I was curious about. So let's move them off. Yeah, we'll just stick them on Unity. Resettling this pop will cause the Commonwealth of Man to abandon the colony of Carecia. The resettlement has been increased by 200. Abandoning colony. Oh, so you can simply abandon the colony for 200 influence. I don't want to spend 200 influence, so I will spend the 17 months just to decline them, which would cause the colony to be abandoned. So they did add in, it used to be you couldn't migrate the final population off, but they did add in where you could do it. But there is actually a cheaper way to do this. This will take 17 months. So what we're going to do is resettle from Carecia. We're going to resettle from Hinckley's Hope to Carecia. The human superiors. I only need one. And we will resettle this servant off. Now he will auto-migrate off-world on his own. For free. And abandon the colony. The last pop cannot auto-migrate. Oh, they fixed that! Okay, so I am going to have to pay the influence or put the pop back on here. Let's go back from Hinckley's Hope. Get a Gandler back. Put him back over here. They are declining. Let's make sure when it kicks over to 9, I haven't interrupted the decline progress.
Construction complete.
I have the starbase in the Siplum system. So now we will begin building the starbase in Enigma's End. I think we may lose the atmospheric hallucinogen if I terraform this world, but I don't care. Now that, since we're currently terraforming, I cannot colonize this world. Now what I could do is colonize the world and then start the terraforming process so I could begin developing it during that time, and I think that's actually a better idea. Yep. Nova Antioch. Yes, the decline progress is still going. So in 14 months, The last pop on here should decline. Habinti Unified Worlds is in a commercial pact with the Sovereign Jazajan Assembly. Soran Combined Clans is in a migration treaty with the United Nations of Earth. We have confidence waivers in the hierarchy of Moffith. Let's see where those insights lead. I have a 1 in 3 chance of it being unwavering insight. Star Realms of Shar made peace with the Adnoran League. A new Adnoran Empire was created as an ally or subject of the Star Realm of Shar. The Adnoran Kingdom. Well, the Adnoran League still has a few systems left. 2. The Kesem Confederacy took a few systems away from them. Where? Oh, from the United Nations of Earth. They got it from the United Nations of Earth because they were their ally. Or from the Sovereign Jazajan Assembly. Yeah, I think it was from the Sovereign Jazajan Assembly. They panicked. Increased difficulty for a year. Brienne and Stellar Nation is in a commercial pact with Bags Holdings. There's my uncloaked ship. Cloak. Scylla's reinforcements have finally arrived. So let's send Scylla home. Chimera's reinforcements have probably arrived as well. And let's send Chimera home. They go to Aten Station, so I need to send them to Raprix and then jump to Aten. And that is our final reinforcement fleet. Oh, Gorgon is the only one that is not up to full strength because it is slowly building its own ships over here. I still need 5 Gorgon's Breath and a bunch of Gorgon's Claws. So let's queue up 5 Gorgon's Breath. And that leaves me enough to queue up 6 Gorgon's Claws, and then there'll still be 4 ships being constructed in 3 more months. Nation of Selnock Prime entered a commercial pact with the Adnoran League. Habinti Unified Worlds are preparing to declare war on us in about 1 year. Who are their allies? They're a vassal of the Fel Null, and they are in an alliance with the Glossbrahenians and all of them. So that means we will be going right back to war with the Federation, possibly. Let's see if we currently have a peace deal with them. We do. Okay, we have a truce with everybody else in the alliance for 8 more years. So this attempted assault is going to be declined because they are a member of the Federation. They can only attack with permission. And these guys cannot vote yes because of the peace deal, so we should not go to war.
Battle debris secured.
Habinti Unified Worlds broke off their commercial pact with the Sovereign Jazajan Assembly. We got about 600 alloys in the Del Core system. This one is going to Uran Talk to do the shield research on that one planet. And moderate administrative sanctions are now in session. And it should pass 1.4 million votes.
Construction complete.
We have established sleeper cells with the hierarchy of Moffith. We could destroy our scientist. I don't believe we want to destroy our scientist here in Moffith. No, he's our only subterfuge and technology specialist, so we'll just do the 15 years. We'll let this build back up before he moves out someplace else. Fear Mathria's starbase has completed its construction. And I forgot to queue something else up. I guess we'll go with a resource silo. United Kresh Commonality is in a migration treaty with the nation of Selnock Prime. And the Miravandian Enterprises are in a migration treaty with the Citizen Confederation of Gavazul. United Nations of Earth is in a migration treaty with the Adnoran League. Nation of Selnock Prime is in a migration treaty with the Interstellar Pricarian Coalition. Citizens Alliance of Orkamfung is in a research agreement with the Citizens Confederation of Gavazul. And with a significant reduction of crime on Bid Shukon, the planet's once base of criminal underworld has been reduced to nothingness. The population has been imbued with a renewed sense of safety and harmony. We are not running an anti-crime campaign on here, so there's nothing I need to cancel, but we finally got rid of all of the crime modifiers. Miravandian Enterprises are in a migration treaty with the hierarchy of Moffith. Nation of Selnock Prime is in a migration treaty with the Adnoran League. We have completed the new gateway in the Thoros system. It is now fully operational. So that gives us a way out from this otherwise locked place because of people in the way.
Battle debris secured.
We got 200 alloys in the Stellaris system. Soran completed a strategic coordination center. We're a little behind on our megastructures. Although we do have 3 fully completed research nexus. Adnoran League is in a migration treaty with the Interstellar Pricarians.
Construction complete.
Bid Shukon Station has finished its upgrade. We'll start on another habitation module. Actually, it looks like it had completed a habitation module. Citizens Alliance of Orkamfung has completed construction of a gateway.
Battle debris secured.
We got 2,000 alloys from that debris in Hrazatan. There's 2 more debris left there. We should have plenty of time to get them.
Construction complete.
We have completed the starbase in Enigma's End. So now we can go back and do our stations. We'll start with the research station, then the mining station here. And then go back and do our 2 mining stations here. Habenti Unified Worlds joined the galactic community. And we forced a couple more to decloak over in the Nugon system.
Our pioneers have made planetfall.
Which planet are we now colonizing? It's got to be one of the latest sectors. Ah, yes, Hrazatan. The 2 ships were churned out there and immediately went to colonize. Those are both Gaia worlds, and they'll take about a year to colonize. Habenti Unified Worlds is in a research agreement with the Resethian State. Aglaran Interplanetary Confederacy is given association status with the Pan-Galactic Pact. I'm churning out 3 more science ships here at Aten because I do have some science habitats that are not currently having their research assisted. Holy Sidoran League was given association status by the Pan-Galactic Pact. Sovereignty of Tuxcali was given association status by the Allied Independent Systems, and the Star Realm of Shar has built a gateway.
Battle debris secured.
We have completed the planned gateway in the Aphelion system, so I no longer need this constructor here. I can go ahead and get rid of it. And we will begin upgrading this site. And we got nothing from that debris in Hrazatan. There's 1 left in Hrazdan.
Construction complete.
We've fully upgraded the defense platforms at Aphelion Station. It appears they are all kinetic artillery. We've got slots for 3 more. I think I will do some hangar platforms here. And I also can do some here. Fear Mathraz completed its resource silos.
Blocker cleared.
The Allied Multics have decided to end their rivalry with us. Alright, now that these 3 science ships are constructed, we need new scientists. I don't believe we have any that are currently unemployed, so... Well, that's 20% to computing. Let's go ahead and get Malik. Randall Skinner. And that one is 20 to industry, so we'll get Fritz. Now, let's check our technologies real quick. We are doing a computing. This is 15 to everything. 24 months for that, compared to... Now this guy's only level 1. 24 months for that. That will work, because we can have a higher level assisting research. There's only 1 colony there. Oh no, there are 2. You're going to New Light, which I believe is the research facility, yes. And let's see if he goes to the right. He goes to New Roots. I believe that is also the research facility, yes. Now there's only 1 down here, Spring Rain, which is my research facility.
Construction complete.
Hrazdan. Yeah, we're going to shift this to all shipyards, I believe. Actually, before we shift this shipyard, let's go ahead and shift the Defense Grid supercomputer over to a Fleet Academy. And then we will get back to working on more facilities. Do you have orders? Yeah, you're immediately going to colonize Siplum 4A. Sovereignty of Tuxcali has declared Glossworhenians their rival. Yeah, we now have a source of dark matter.
Construction complete.
Earth 2 station has completed its
logistics system, I believe. No, it was another orbital anchorage. We're about a year away from the archaeology project being completed there. Sovereignty of Tuxcali has decided to end their association status with the Allied independent systems. Star Realm of Shar built a gateway.
Battle debris secured.
We got 10 alloys from that last debris in Hrazdan. We are now going to lower the shield on Volanus 3. Sovereignty of Tuxcali was given association status with the Pan-Galactic Pact. Sovereign Jazajan Assembly is in a research agreement with the United Latrepians. We have a new proposal. Moderate military sanctions by the Interstellar Picarian Coalition. Stronger measures are needed to ensure compliance with galactic law. I support that. United Nations of Earth is in a migration treaty with the Sovereign Jazajan Assembly, and have been deunified worlds are in a commercial pact with the Miravandian Enterprises. We got energy credits, minerals, and food from the Bastion Devils. Our trade treaty for Strikeforce Sphinx has timed out. We will let them go. Hisman Protectors have declared war on the sovereignty of Tuxcali, which puts them at war with the Star Realms of Shar, Sovereignty of Tuxcali, Sovereign Jazajan Assembly, Dar Forge, Soren Combined Clans, United Nations of Earth, Allied Multics, Praku Interstellar Nation, Veterisian League, Adnorum Imperium, and the Holy Sidoran League. So, more than likely, they are going to lose this war, but it will keep the others tied up for a bit. Osiris Colonies was given association status by the Pan-Galactic Pact.
Our pioneers have made planetfall.
Strikeforce Minotaur has been returned to Baggage Holdings. And we have begun the colonization of Nova Antioch. It will take about a year. In the meantime, I can go ahead and be clearing out some blockers. Oh, we do not have the technology to clear out sinkholes, it appears. Now, there were no blockers on these worlds because they were both Gaia worlds. And we lost Strikeforce Centaur back to the archives. Now, that didn't have a huge impact on our current naval capacity or naval usage. I don't believe rented fleets really count a lot for them. It's more mercenaries that will count. Now to see if this war gets voted down. Now the only way to get to the Habinti Unified Worlds is through a gateway or by jumping, because they have no connection. Oh, I take that back. They do now have connections. United Nations of Earth broke their migration treaty with the Soran Combined Clans. So someone has completed an event that allowed them to reconnect to the other worlds and reopen their hyperlanes. I was kind of hoping they would be without hyperlanes because I could jump over there and to overtake them. And then, if they had a gateway in their system, I would have control of it, and nobody would be able to come in, apart from jumping, to take the world away from me. But, oh well. Oh, we have a new proposal. Relocate the galactic market. The Praku Holy State wants to do this.
I'm just going to abstain from this one from now. Actually, I'll go ahead and oppose it. I don't care about the galactic market. I'm not doing a lot of buying and selling at this point, and that is a waste of a proposal right now. I would rather get some of these others that I support through than have that one pop up. It'll probably take about 30 days for the vote to go through. Hierarchy of Moffith completed an interstellar assembly. We have terraformed Jer Quirlet. It is now a continental world, which will adjust our habitability, which in turn adjusts our stability and our output on this world.
Construction complete.
Obatella's starbase has completed another habitation module. So we can get another administrative arcology on Camelot. I have plenty of room for growth right now, but still doesn't hurt to have it built ahead of time. Fortress Legionnaires paid us dividends. 5,000 of every research in addition to energy credits. Habenti Unified Worlds is in a migration treaty with the Rishethian state, and I would have to say their war declaration did not go through. Enigmatic Cache is surveying Grinstead. I don't know if it's going to complete before the crises start appearing. Now, where is Velour? I'm not sure if I will get a pop-up when he returns to my space, but I have no idea where he currently is. Because of the prevalence of gateways, he could shift to any system pretty much. I don't know if I would get a pop-up if he was destroyed, but I no longer have sight on him currently. So I have no idea where Vlur is other than he is not currently in my space. Within the next month, we should see if it ends up abandoning the colony as the final population is removed on Caresia.
Construction complete.
Bidshukon Station has another habitation module. Democratic Glarian Union joined the Allied Independent Systems. Oclarian Interplanetary Confederacy broke off the research agreement with Darforge. Fel Null Cooperative broke off the commercial pact with the Veteresian League.
A new world has been secured for our colonists.
Alright, Caresia still has this one population on it. It has not been removed. I will try again in April, because the problem was it had cleared as of last month. But I may end up having to spend the influence to move that colonist off-world. So yeah, recolonizing these worlds we hit did drop the shelter down, but it did not get rid of the districts, because as we see, we have a bunch of city districts already on this world. And a couple of fortresses. Now this world has moat harvesting traps and crystal mines, so it's probably going to end up being a rural world. Right now we'll designate it as a colony. This one likewise has 2 fortresses and a bunch of city districts. Habenti Unified Worlds is in a migration treaty with the nation of Selnock Prime. Democratic Glarian Union is in a migration treaty with the Rishethian state. We have sleeper cells at the United Nations of Earth. And I do not want to get rid of our scientist.
I can now relocate this one to the Soran combined clans, I believe. And we can go ahead and begin preparing sleeper cells here. Actually, we'll wait a little bit before we prepare sleeper cells, just to build up a little bit more influence. Mullineaux Mining Industries is in a migration treaty with the Great Human Empire. Kessim Confederacy is in a commercial pact with the Fel Nol. And the Glosterhenians have built an interstellar assembly.
Blocker cleared.
The hierarchy of Moffat has ended their rivalry with us. We have a new proposal. Relocate Galactic Market has been re-proposed by the Praku. I'm going to oppose that. So the first thing I want to do is start declining the last species here again. It will take 21 months to get rid of it, which will be a year and 9 months, which should put it at January 1st of 2444. And if the colony does not go away then, I am going to have to migrate this person off-world to abandon the colony.
Science Division reports a new breakthrough.
Eco-integration studies. Additional study into different planetary climates will allow us to settle our population on worlds previously thought too hostile to support them. Alright, let's knock out subterranean colonization. It'll only take 3 months. Are they going to hang on to this, preparing to declare war on us until the others can declare war? Rakaron Station has finished its upgrades. We'll give it a resource silo. And Aiden Starbase has completed its last shipyard, I believe. We'll give it a deep space black site. And actually, let me go back to Rakaron and see if it needs a deep space black site. Yes. A Cano organism was given association status by the Pan-Galactic Pact.
Construction complete.
Raztan Station completed its Fleet Academy. Let's go ahead and go back to adding shipyards to it.
Construction complete.
Star Realm of Shar has built a gateway. We have built the final mining station over here, so we can place this constructor in orbit of one of the Gaia worlds to build an orbital ring. Earth 2 has been encased and become an Ecumenopolis, and I believe it's time to rebrand this world. We are going to rename this from Earth 2 to Beauclair's Legacy in honor of our original leader, Sidney Beauclair. That means we will also need to rename the sector, and I believe we might need to rename the orbital ring. So if we go to planets and sectors and find Earth 2 sector, we can rename it to Beauclair's Legacy.
Science Division reports a new breakthrough.
Subterranean colonization. Many planets exhibit extensive subsurface voids. Subterranean exploration, exploitation, and construction techniques can greatly increase the habitable area of some worlds. So we can get rid of a colossal sinkhole that covers most of the region. Well, we do have one place where we could build an alien zoo. This is a fairly quick tech as well. So we'll knock out xenology.
Construction complete.
Flaxington Station has upgraded. That would enable me to build the final habitation module here. Oclaran Interplanetary Confederacy is in a research agreement with Darforge. Rishethian State is broke their migration treaty with the Interstellar Picarian Coalition.
We have claimed a new world.
Adnoran League broke their commercial pact with the nation of Selnock Prime, and we have established Nova Antioch. The first thing we want to do is terraform this world. That'll probably get rid of the atmospheric hallucinogen. And we will start up a clone vat. And we need to transfer a couple of people over here so next month we can start declining pops. We'll look for worlds that are close to being overcrowded, like Pildara and Grinstead. Now, while I would like to get rid of Ignorval, we've got nothing for them to work right now. So yeah, maybe this isn't the best one to pick. Let's check Grinstead and Pollen Cloud. And that will enable us to start declining pops next month. We have established sleeper cells with the Soran. Now that's our only asset currently, so we're not going to get rid of them.
Science Division reports success.
Xenology. Studying the fauna of other worlds gives us insight into alien behaviors, allowing us to identify and domesticate docile entities. And let's get the Strategic Coordination Center, because that will boost our naval capacity, I believe. That's going to take 4 years to research. And by then we should be done with the final Science Nexus upgrade.
Field engineers have cleared a blocker.
Yeah, it's going to take a little over 4 years to complete it. We're about done with our first few lowering of shields. We'll see what happens when we do. It'll be in January of next year when they get completed. Actually, this one may complete... Yeah, this one will complete in December. The next one will complete in January.
Special project complete.
Where is it? There. We have lowered the energy barrier that surrounds Stellaris 4. What our scientists found was an indistinct, habitable world devoid of civilization, with one notable exception. A small isolated hut was found perched on a mesa in the planet's northern hemisphere. Within the hut we found a withered old Ganlarev who has demanded to speak with our government. You cannot imagine how good it is to finally see clear skies again, human. I am Grand Admiral Tuberek, former master of the combined Ganlarev Armada and victor of 100 battles. I personally oversaw the conquest of the Duthbajak, Rikanak, Binark, and Juskari empires, hundreds of years, centuries ago. As my savior, I pledge my service to you. I should be honored to lead your mighty fleets into battle against your enemies. Why were you trapped behind a shield? Without my leadership skills, the Ganlarevans would be just another extinct, forgotten species. I crushed the fleets of all who opposed us, and put a dozen worlds to the torch, all to preserve the future of my kind. This was my reward. When peace finally arrived, and we sought treaties with those we had defeated, my presence became an embarrassment. I had become a symbol of Ganlarev cruelty, and for my war crimes, I was imprisoned alone on this world. They lacked the courage to execute me, you see. How long have you been down there exactly? When my own kind abandoned me here, they explained that time would pass more slowly on the inside of the energy barrier. For me, some 40 of your years have passed, while in the rest of the universe, untold centuries must have come and gone since the barrier went up. It felt like centuries to me as well. When I sat alone brooding in the darkness of my hut, truly it did. So I can either actually get him as an admiral, which kind of goes against the xenophobic nature of my people. That will be a problem until he passes away. Or bring up the shield again. I have no option to keep the world unshielded and not take him as an admiral. And I don't believe I can fire admirals, so I guess we're going to have to welcome his services. Excellent, then let us depart this dismal place. I have seen enough of it to last a lifetime. And before we colonize, actually we can terraform after we colonize. So let's go ahead and colonize this world. As Saint Casper. So let's go check our admirals. And you actually need to repair. So we will send you to enter orbit there to repair. He has gale speed, fleet logistician, and resilient. So he's going to live another 60 years. And we do have some unused admirals. Let's see, I have a new strike force. Let's make sure, first star order. We'll put him in charge of that one for now. But I believe all of our other strike forces do have admirals. A long-expired set of covert codes has just been reactivated. They are linked to operations we previously carried out in the United Nations of Earth, from where it would seem a former operative is trying to report back in. The message is light in details, but the code carries markers which signify intelligence on key political figures in a foreign empire. Our security advisors confirmed that the code were valid until quite recently, but their expiry means that such codes are open to compromise by foreign powers. There's no telling if the operative or their messages are genuine. Let's ready an extraction team.
New sitrep.
And in 18 days, we will lower the second shield and see what is on this other planet that they were guarding.
Special project complete.
The exiles return. As soon as our scientists lowered the energy barrier that was surrounding Urantok 3, everyone present within the system was briefly afflicted by a splitting headache accompanied by a faint whispered word in an ancient Ganlerev dialect. Freedom. We may have unleashed something dark. Made first contact with aliens in the Urantok system. For now, we have codenamed them Oscar Bogies. We'll pull an envoy from the galactic community for this. Hopefully he can finish it before we obliterate them. We are cloaked, so we are going to get the hell out of here. We do need repairs, so we will head back to Razatan. Now that planet we unshielded is just a barren world. It's only 4 ships. They're going to go after our starbase. That's fine. I want to give myself time to complete the first contact before I come in and actually obliterate them for the extra influence.
Skywatch has sighted a spaceborne life form.
They might get obliterated before I complete the first contact. The clandestine strike team we sent to the United Nations of Earth have returned with great haste. It seems there never was a disavowed operative. Instead, what the team found was subtle evidence of a plot to expose our clandestine operations. Perhaps this was a scheme intended to further human goals. Perhaps an external body sought to meddle in our affairs. In either case, our containment measures were aborted just in time to avoid exposing our intelligence operations, past or present. That's multiple times now they've kind of lied to us about having an operative.
Blocker cleared.
Citizens Alliance of Orcam has built a gateway. Alright, we have some debris here. It looks like we're going to end up obliterating them with our starbase before we actually complete the first contact, it appears. Era Obus is now a continental world. Citizens Alliance of Orcam has completed a gateway. The Sagacious has been fully repaired. We will send them in here to scavenge this debris. Abenti Unified Worlds entered a research agreement with the Veteresian League. Veteresian League entered a commercial pact with the Abenti Unified Worlds. We obliterated the 4 exiled ones. I wonder if the first contact is going to go away. It's still there, but I'm willing to bet when it completes it'll say that the Empire no longer exists. Now we have a ship headed this way. Right now it's just scavenging those 2, so we will add scavenging the last 2. Yep, our first contact, they no longer exist, so we can probably put that person back in here in about 10 months. The Wanderer is fully repaired. For now, we will leave them... Actually, we will send them to Raprix, so that they'll be close to a battlefront when we need them.
Science Division reports a new breakthrough.
Gravitational analysis, reduction in building cost, increasingly powerful computation paradigms allows us to adapt individual construction projects to planetary and ultra-local gravitational conditions. Let's beef up our shield hit points, now that we're using shields with most of our ships again. That takes a little over 5 years. Citizens Alliance of Orcam built a gateway. Now as we get more humans born, we'll have more researchers, because I have plenty of open research jobs right now, which should help our research rate. We have a new proposal. Repeal minor administrative sanctions from the Veteresian League. I am opposed to that. And it would appear that relocating the galactic market has been pulled again. Reshethian State finally built a juggernaut. Now we're close to absorbing the Molyneux mining industries. We're about 10 months away. So we should probably see about getting someone else. This is a protectorate. I'd like to keep the protectorates because they give us more influence. So I think I'm going to work on the new Ubaric regime. Now in order to integrate them would take a lot of influence unless I turned around and gave them some things. Let's see. If we give them all of this and say we'll join their wars. 147. We have 10 months. So in 6 more months I will see if we have finally abandoned that colony, and I'll need 200 to abandon it otherwise. In 6 months I will have about 90 or another 100, so that would put me at 540. Yeah, let's go ahead and wait until we're about a month or 2 away to renegotiate the deal so that we can start on it without spending a lot of resources on them early. But it's going to take about 150 to do it. We're about a month away from getting the last shielded
Battle
world.
debris secured.
Got a little bit of energy credits and dark matter out of that debris. Now this one actually does have a shield visible on it. It looks like it's going to be a barren or maybe a arid desert type world underneath.
Special project complete.
Barren. Alright, these were more exiles. We've made first contact with them. They'll be dead before we have to worry about it. This ship also needs repairs, so we will send it to repair. I'm not going to worry about that first contact since it won't last long enough. My station should obliterate them before it's a threat.
Tracking spaceborne life form.
Received some rather troubling reports regarding the deteriorating health of Governor Abbas Farukazad. He's pretty young, so he'll have a while anyway. Tracking spaceborne life form where? Oh, Tianki have come in to the Shaula system. I'll leave them be since the Tianki Conservation Act is still in effect. Citizens Confederation of Gavazul is in a migration treaty with the Rakuten Imperium. Adnoran League is in a commercial pact with the Adnoran Kingdom.
Construction complete.
Well, we're about to destroy one of them. Star Realm of Shar built a gateway. And Ferdera Station has finally shifted over to full anchorages instead of habitation modules, which it no longer really needs. Star Realm of Shar made peace with the Hisman Protectors. Let's see what effect that really had. Not really much. While it cannot be denied that the intoxicating effects of Nova Antioch's atmosphere are enjoyable, and even helpful in some cases, there is pressure from the more conservative parts of the Commonwealth of Man to crack down on the possibly addictive gases. Alright, we'll go ahead and shut it down. It'll take 1 month of our engineering research.
Battle debris secured. secured. Special project complete.
We got another 25 energy credits and some dark matter for scavenging the other debris. The atmosphere of Nova Antioch has been filtered to greatly reduce the effects of the hallucinogen. We've just about got these two down. Let's have a look at Nova Antioch. Filtered atmosphere automatically gives us 10 happiness and 10 physics research. CNS alacrity has been repaired. So we will send them in here to research the debris. And we got a little bit of research as well as energy credits from the Delta Corsairs. It looks like we've only gotten 2 debris despite the fact we've blown up 3 ships. Now what are you shooting at? Yeah, we blew up 4 ships, but we only got 3 debris out of it. So this one did not give us a debris. And it appears that this time it did abandon the colony finally. And now that it is in process of terraforming, we are not going to be able to colonize it till the terraforming is done. But we were able to abandon the colony without spending influence, which is good. That allows me to spend influence to renegotiate a contract instead, since we are 4 months away. We want to negotiate the contract with the new Ubarak regime, and we're just going to give them about 20 alloys and 36 consumer goods, no real strategic resources, and a small amount of energy credits, food, and minerals. Oh, join all their wars. Yeah, that knocks another 50 off of it. See, does that reduce the price? No. So they will actually go up in monthly loyalty from this. They'll go down slightly in current loyalty, but it'll climb back up pretty easy. And right now they're gaining 2.5, I think. We'll check that in a second. I'll go ahead and hit proceed. Now if we look at the agreements, yeah, they were gaining 2.4, so they're going to be gaining almost 5 points a month. So the 20 points we're losing will be back in about 4 months. And then we'll be able to integrate them as soon as the Molyneux mining industries are integrated. Now since we also have a slight surplus of influence because I was banking some, I can alright, we're capped at 95. We need an additional asset here to be able to get to 100. And let's go ahead and use our current bureaucrat to help us acquire an asset. That still leaves me about 100 points that I can spend because I like to stay at the 250 minimum. We have 10 more years before this one is needs to renew. Let's check our others. The Interstellar Precarians. We're still climbing a little there. We can go ahead and prepare sleeper cells here and acquire an asset with the Citizens Alliance of Orcam. So as you can see, my economy has stabilized. It fluctuates up and down a little bit with the consumer goods, the food, and the minerals. Minerals were 2K a little earlier, and food was over 1K. It fluctuates a little bit, but it's not drastic. They agreed to the deal. So as soon as we have assimilated the Molyneux mining industries, we can begin the assimilation of the new Ubaric regime. And I need to place my envoy back in here. They're going to stay
debris secured.
preparing for war until the others are able to fight in about 4 years, I think. Got another 25 energy credits and 2 dark matter. We have a confidence waivers with the Citizens Alliance of Orcam. We have a 1 in 3 chance for unwavering insight, so let's give it a shot. We got panicked operatives. Same penalty we would have gotten the other way. So there's no real reason to spend the 600 energy credits, I don't think. Originally, I think this modifier lasted 2 years, and the other one only lasted a year, so that made it worth not taking the gamble. But it seems that they have changed it to where they both have the same duration, which means there's no reason not to gamble most of the time. Adnorum Kingdom was given association status by the Pan-Galactic Pact.
Construction complete.
Jenna Station has shifted over its final habitation module to an orbital anchorage, since it no longer needs it being a thrall world. I'll be able to get 9 more districts, so I'll be able to get all 7 of the mining districts and a couple of the generator districts. When I do a Mastery of Nature, I will be able to get all but 1 of the generator districts, which is fine. I have good energy producing worlds elsewhere.
Battle debris secured.
We got another 25 energy credits from the debris in Volantis. Volanus.
Battle debris secured.
We got the last debris in Uran Talk for another 25 energy and 2 dark matter. Bid Shukon is now terraformed into a continental world. And we have integrated the Molyneux mining industries. That has given us 2 systems, Bid Taraki and Palace. Now, do I already have a Bid Taraki? I have a Bid Shukon. That's what it was. We also have a couple of habitats that are named after systems we already have, as well as another planet, Flaxington. So now we can begin the integration of the new Ubaric regime. It'll take 3.5 years. Actually, no, I don't need to create a sector for this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I do. This will control all of this section. It will also get Vuzabaru and Huff. Although Vuzabaru would be a better sector. We'll move it when we get Vuzabaru. Now, we don't currently have any unemployed governors, so we need to recruit a new one. A righteous one would work, since we have been having some crime issues. And this is a good start out on some new colonies that will have heavy crime. We have 2 new strike forces here, or 3 new strike forces here that we're going to need to do something with. A handful more transport fleets. Let's see if they upgrade or if they vanish. They also had yet another science nexus started. which when it transfers over to us, that will give us a 4th science nexus we can upgrade when this one is completed. Yeah, we're going to have to do a lot of work on these worlds. I'll go ahead and let it progress to July before I worry about it. Doesn't show any undesirables currently. I don't see any human superiors, but I'm curious what the humans on here are. Looks like we don't have any. We do have a couple of undesirables here, robots. Flaxington has a handful of robots. Now we do need to rename this Flaxington. Stellaris sounds good. And this Proclaus needs to be renamed. Fitzroy's World, I'll go with that. I don't believe I have a palace. No, I don't see one. Now we do have a Melpomene elsewhere, so let's rename this one. Oops. Euterpa. But we'll probably get a pop-up about it having low stability.
Aliens have signed a federal cooperation treaty.
Miravandian Enterprises joined the Stellar League. That is a new one. Now this is a vassal apparently creating its own federation, so it's probably going to be blown up. Yeah, I don't see it showing up here. We have a new proposal. Relocate the Galactic Market. Praku Holy State is proposing this again. We will oppose it for now. Now that the Sagacious is free of orders, we need to relocate it to a frontier sector where we might, we'll just send it to safe. Well, there's nothing in safe to assist research on, so we'll just send it to a system with a gateway, such as Caspadine. Oh, still nothing to assist research there. What about Polgar? No. Shaula has nothing. We'll send it to Mulino for now. Or actually, we will send it to Vuzabaru to do active reconnaissance. Now this Vagabond, we will go ahead and just disband it for now. Well, before I disband it, let me check the habitats we have here. This one is a mining habitat. This one is a reactor habitat. And this one would be a research habitat. So we will take this ship, the Vagabond. We will change the designation to be equivalent to our ships, CNS. And we will upgrade it and recruit a new scientist. We'll get the one with the extended lifespan. And after it has upgraded, we will send it to assist research on Fitzroy's World, which will be the new research station. Now, one thing we can do now is go ahead and begin the terraforming of these worlds to continental worlds. Bid Taraka is already continental. That will clear out the blockers.
Ships refitted.
We have an influential figure within the Soran culture. We picked up a newscaster. Diplomacy and manipulation. And the Vagabond is already refitted. So let's see, if I go here, will it... No, it went to Molyneux. Of course, Molyneux is probably actually has research, but we want to go to Fitzroy's world. Let's look at Molyneux. Yeah, it does actually have research, so it prioritized the world that had research. Miravandian Enterprises was given association status by the Allied Independent Systems. And now I'll be able to go through my new planets and see what I can do with them. Well, that took a tremendous amount of micromanagement, but I believe I have it done now. I will have more work I'll need to do over the course of the next year or so, sorting out these planets. I went through the ships and turned what I could into reinforcements, and I'm sending the constructor to begin building a gateway in Vuzabaru. It should be completed about the time that I integrate them, or shortly after.
Battle debris secured.
We got 25 more energy credits in the Volantis system, and there's one final debris to get there. They did have a colony ship I destroyed. It had robots as the colonist, so I just went ahead and deleted that ship. There was no need for me to keep it. Order has been restored on Era Obus. We still have the crime boss arrested modifier, and we did that without having to run a anti-crime campaign.
Our pioneers have made planetfall.
We've begun the colonization of St. Casper. It will take a year. Verzak Galactic Technocracy broke off the commercial pact with the Tendrazun.
Field engineers have cleared a blocker.
We have completed the gateway in the Aten system. There's now a gateway right here at the shipyard, so I can have it go direct to Deneb. And I did that wrong. It's right-click to attach. There we go. We're now collecting all of the trade in here because our trade station can reach through the gateway. Tendrazun is entered in a commercial pact with the Brienne and Stellar Nation. Verzak broke their migration treaty with the Tendrazun.
Ships refitted.
Nation of Selnock Prime is in a commercial pact with the Verzak. Strike Force Griffin has finally been upgraded. Now it has 20 Griffin destroyers, and I believe 19 are on their way from the other vessels. I can go ahead and have this starbase churn out one more for them. And they will be at full strength. Kappa Privateers have paid dividends, just a huge generous bonus of energy credits. And Dawnlight has become an ecumenopolis. We'll set it as an actual ecumenopolis, so it reduces the cost of all these sectors. And I will handle it when I go through and do my maintenance.
Battle debris secured.
That should be the last debris in the Volantis system. Keep wanting to call it Volantis. And I guess we'll park this one in Hraston. Star Realm with Shar completed a gateway. We're about a year and a half away from completing the gateway in our system way over here, and being able to get these ships back to our other fleets. Senate has passed moderate administrative sanctions. And if one doesn't go in, I'm going to emergency measure the minor economic sanctions just to get them in there as well. We got a favor from the Interstellar Pricarian Coalition because we supported their resolution. Our spy master in the Interstellar Pricarian Coalition, Cliff Leonard, reports a drastic failure in his process for screening operatives. Word from the Pricarian capital is that a warehouse proprietor has chosen to defect. It seems that the warehouse proprietor has grown more sympathetic toward the culture and founding ethics of the Interstellar Pricarian Coalition, in opposition to our own. Our screening process has failed in that it is supposed to rule out such flakiness. Well, that's about a month's worth of influence, just saying, so be it, but they will be warned about a plot against them if we do that. This has a 50% chance of them being warned, and that would cancel our prepare sleeper cells. So we'll go with this one. It lowers our infiltration speed slightly, but only a 50% chance that they'll be warned.
Construction complete.
Flaxington Station has finished its low-gravity mega refiners. So it's now boosting the minerals as well as the food here. Several of our terraforming projects have completed. As the terraforming of Ira Monosk is settling down, we discover that the project has put us in an unanticipated situation. We did not need as many resources as we initially set aside to finish this project, and now have a chance to add on one additional feature to the moon. Our terraforming specialists have presented us with 3 different options: generator, mining, or agriculture. Well, it really doesn't matter a whole lot. This is eventually going to become an ecumenopolis. For now, let's go with mining. And instead of shifting this over for now into an industrial district, we could probably, well, we'll do a mastery of nature and get 2 more mining districts, I believe. So Yerg Pabdun, Ro Essex, and Ira Monosk have all become continental. We still have 14 terraforming projects going. Quite a few of them will complete within the next 6 months or so. Still a few years away for the barren world candidates to terraform. Through hard work and experience, scientist Mercedes Chamberlain has developed new skills. She has Carefree for anomaly research speed, not really that useful to me at this point in the game.
Construction complete.
Wallius Station has finished its upgrade. I was switching one of its shipyards over to a torpedo battery that gave it enough defense platform capacity for an ion cannon. Ishnor Station is in the same state as is Aiton, I believe. No, Aiton is Yerg Woodhull Station. It completed its climate optimization centers. No, I switched. This was for alloys, and I switched it over to consumer goods because I decided to turn this into a factory world to help with the fact that I had lower consumer goods than alloys. And it has been another 5 years. So thank you all for watching, and hopefully we'll see you next time.